Hi, everyone. Welcome to Travelzoo Canada's Facebook Live. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Susan Catto. I'm head of content at Travelzoo in Canada. And today I'm going to be answering our Canadian members' questions about travel right now. I'm currently in Toronto, looking at the CN Tower. Our Canadian headquarters, our Toronto headquarters, is actually located in the Eaton Centre. During normal times, it would be full of deal experts, typing away and finding the best deals. But right now, obviously, people are working from home. I also usually work from home, but today's a special day, not only because of our Facebook Live, but it's Wednesday, which is our favorite day of the week at Travelzoo, and it's our members' favorite day too, because it's a day we publish our top 20. So I hit send on that today at noon, and it should be in your inbox now if you are a Travelzoo member. If you're not, go to travelzoo.ca. You could see the top 20 there. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up. Membership is free, and you'll join 1.5 million Canadians who are getting the best deals of the week in their inbox. In any case, it's fantastic being a Travelzoo deal expert. People want to know, what is it like working in travel? And it is about as fun as you would expect it is. I do travel a lot, or I did until this recent glitch in everyone's travel world, unfortunately. But there are some fantastic deals still out there, and that's one of the things we're going to be talking about today. But if I'm going to move right on to our members' burning questions. If you are just tuning in now, again, it's Susan Catto with Travelzoo for Canada. We will be saving this on our site so you can watch the whole thing later, but I'll dive right in with our first question. How is travel going to change post-quarantine? So this is the top question on everyone's mind these days. We've been in a lot of constant touch with our partners over the last few months and keeping close track of the changes in the industry. And it's amazing to see how the industry overall is adapting. And there are two main trends that are worth highlighting in this short term. First of all, we're going to see a big shift towards domestic travel. With a lot of the country moving into sort of phase 3 of reopening, there are a lot of opportunities to travel locally, a staycation, or even a Canadian road trip. At Travelzoo, we're saying this is likely to be the summer of the road trip. And we're lucky because we have one of the most beautiful countries to explore. So there's such a diversity of destinations within Canada. And if you are taking a road trip, let us know in the comments where you think you will go this summer, because I think there's probably as many places to go as there are Canadians. If you're looking for inspiration, check out our comments, because I'm hoping people will put their most inspiring road trips into our comments. But also check out travelzoo.ca/road trip to access Travelzoo's ultimate crowdsourced road trip interactive map. We actually went to our members and asked them to send us their favorite tips on places near them that they think are just fantastic and that a visitor shouldn't miss. And a lot of times it is really great insider knowledge that you wouldn't find any other way. So you can find that at, again, travelzoo.ca/road trip. So let me know where you're going in the comments. And remember that every province is handling reopening differently. So if you are thinking of leaving your province, just make sure that you check online for the latest news and guidelines about what might be required as far as any kind of quarantine in whatever province you might be visiting. If you're just tuning in now, my name is Susan, and today I am answering Canadian members' top 5 burning questions about travel. Oh, we've got Kim, who would love to do a road trip to the East Coast. I know a lot of people are mentioning that. We've actually got a string of hotels in the Rod chain at travelzoo.com that is perfectly set up to do a road trip, because you kind of go from hotel to hotel and deal to deal and just have this fantastic time in sightseeing. Obviously, I've been to Cape Breton, and that was one of my favorite places to visit. And we have a great hotel up there now too, and you can drive the Cabot Trail. That's probably one of my favorite road trips that I've ever taken in my life. I'm going to move on to question 2. Is travel going to get more expensive? So this is a question on a lot of people's minds, because people are thinking, okay, if the airlines are on reduced capacity, if the hotels aren't getting as much business, is everyone going to need to bump up prices in order to make up for, fewer travelers? But at Travelzoo, deals are a business, and I can tell you that in the near term, at least, we're seeing really, I mean, once in a blue moon deals, because the industry is eager to get people traveling again. And I think, obviously a lot of people recognize it's going to take some, good incentives to get people going. And in the terms of good incentives, right now we're seeing incredible deals. In last week's top 20, for example, we had the Atlantis Palm Hotel in Dubai. They had slashed their rates 60%. And this week in the top 20, we have the Rose Allen Hotel in Vancouver, and it's right by Stanley Park. You get a suite, and it's 55% off. And that's like $119 for a hotel room. And I remember when you could not get a Vancouver hotel room in the summer, for less than $400. So these really are some fantastic deals that we're seeing. Also, in this week's top 20, the flights to Tokyo are really unbelievably cheap right now. So if you have ever been thinking of booking one of those trips, this is the time to do it. And then the other part is, it's only a great deal if you feel good about booking it. So what you want to do is look for packages that are refundable, and that goes for flights, it goes for all-inclusive trips, it goes for hotels. So with so much changing, we're advising travelers to look very closely at the policies and make sure that they're especially finding things that say fully refundable or no change fee. So can you give us a thumbs up if you're listening and you're missing travel and have Wanderlust right now? Because I think that, a lot of us feel like, oh, if only I had the time and the money, I'd be traveling right now. There's these extra restrictions. But if you're like me, it's just got you dreaming more than ever. So if you're missing travel, you're not alone. International pricing on travel, that is going to be dependent on the countries. A lot of countries that are heavily reliant on tourism are already announcing new measures to, bolster the sector and attract international visitors. Right now, Cancun is offering deals based on a kind of like a power of two. So if you, book 2 nights in a hotel, you'll get 2 nights free. If you book a car rental for 2 days, you'll get 2 free days. And the best thing is that a lot of these deals, and certainly almost all the deals we're offering at Travelzoo right now, can be booked now for travel later. And so you can lock in the savings now, and then later when the world is traveling again, you can actually you'll be that lucky one who scored that incredible deal that's not around anymore. So if you see something fantastic and it's refundable and it's a place you've always wanted to go, then I would just say that's a good time to jump on it. So in the comment section, let us know which country is at the top of your bucket list for when it is safe to travel again. I mentioned Japan, and Japan is probably mine because I have not been yet, and I definitely intend to go, and I'm probably going to snap up one of these amazing flight deals and go, next year if I can. So question number 3, as other countries are opening, should we be going to them once we're able? Like, is it the right thing to do? We get this one a lot because it's in the headlines a lot. Members are seeing headlines like Canada is on the EU safe list, and yay for that. I'm really happy about that. Or, Bahamas, I just saw like headlines this week, Bahamas, inviting Canadians to come and work from home, but in the Bahamas, which I think sounds like a pretty great deal if you are tired of Canadian winters. It is important to note that there is still a Canadian travel advisory against non-essential travel. So traveling right now internationally is at your own risk. And I think it's actually Barbados that is trying to attract Canadians, not Bahamas right now. But again, sounds like a good idea to me. The other thing I would recommend is you have to be extra vigilant about your travel insurance right now. Many policies have, many insurers have said right out, it won't cover anything COVID related. So if you're going abroad, you just want to make sure you're not going to face difficulties if you were to get sick there and had to stay put while you're recovering. You don't want to have any expenses, and you want to make sure you'll be able to kind of come back to Canada, sort that all out. Different countries, though, are exploring new safety measures. So Iceland is going to offer people COVID-19 tests upon landing, so you can avoid the 14-day quarantine. And there are even airlines out there that are offering to pay your expenses if you travel and you do end up having to quarantine. I think it's Emirates that is doing this offer. So if you book through them and you do, and heaven forbid you do end up sick on your trip, they will cover your expenses for you. So there's a lot of ways that companies are trying, that countries and companies are trying to get around the health concerns that people might have. These are genuine worries, and we would always recommend check the government advisory before you go and know the rules. So Danielle is wondering, is planning to go to Italy in September and Scotland in November. Any idea if the quarantines will be lifted for Canadians? I think Canadians can go to Italy right now. And as far as going to the UK or to Scotland, I mean, if you're willing to quarantine, there may still be quarantine rules in place. Things are changing so quickly that I hesitate to say, because they're not just changing in the positive way. Occasionally they're changing and then they're changing back. So I don't want to say, oh, I'm sure that by then it'll all be fine. But, the trend in places like Scotland, is moving in the right direction. So, and in Italy, moving in the right direction. So I think that I wouldn't give up hope. I would still hang on to that, because isn't half the fun of travel like having a plan and dreaming and knowing that it's, you have this thing to look forward to. So that's the hard part. That's why I think it's a really great idea to buy a trip now, buy that dream destination trip now, and take it out later. Okay, Mayette is saying that she had plans to visit Newfoundland this year, and it's so great to visit Newfoundland. But Morocco is next on my new countries to explore list. It's funny you mentioned Morocco, because I was thinking about what my favorite deal in the top 20 was today, and a company, Indus, has this deal right now. They've taken about 20 trips and they have removed the solo supplement, which if you ever have traveled on your own, you can be hit with like hundreds and occasionally even like thousands of dollars in solo supplement fee, just because the prices are based on two people sharing a room. But Morocco is on sale right now as one of those trips where there is no solo supplement fee. So I would recommend checking that out if you're traveling solo. I thought of Morocco for myself because my husband and kids aren't really interested in going there, and I'm very interested in going there. So that's the kind of trip that I would take on my own. Like a solo trip to Cambodia and Vietnam, took advantage of the same situation, no solo supplement, and I had a fantastic time because as a solo traveler you can do exactly what you want. But anyway, if you are interested in solo travel, that's definitely worth checking out in this week's top 20 at travelzoo.ca. Question number 4. What is happening with hotels? Are they open? Do we know if they are safe? Well, the good news is that we are hearing amazing things from our hotel partners in Canada about the way they've updated their hotel sanitation practice. And, to answer the question, are they open? Yeah. So many hotels are open right now. And they're doing things because they aren't as busy. They're able to do things quite easily, like leave rooms open for several days in between guests to reduce any risks. There's also like a lot of different procedures. People are having different staff handle clean linen versus soiled linen. The Fairmont resorts, like Fairmont Royal York in Toronto, they've partnered with the All Safe label, which has oversees some of the most stringent cleaning practices in the hospitality industry. So a lot of hotels have signed up for these kind of certification programs, so you can rest assured that it's going to be safe. I know my sister was in a hotel recently, and she said the two big differences she noticed was, one, she sometimes had to wait for an elevator because there are new rules about how long you're going to be, how many people can go in an elevator at once. And 2, she had to ask at the front desk for a coffee machine because they've taken all these unnecessary things. Not unnecessary. To me, the coffee is very necessary, but they've taken them out of the rooms to make sure that they don't get contaminated. So you just ask at the front desk. So things like that are a big change. If you're just tuning in right now, again, I'm Susan Catto at Travelzoo, and I'm answering Canadian Travelzoo members' top 5 burning questions about travel right now. I just answered the question of how travel can change post-quarantine. And just so you know, this live will be saved on our page, so you can rewatch it later or catch up on parts that you might have missed. Okay, question number 5. Should we wait until 2021 or when the travel advisory is lifted to actually book our vacations? I touched on this earlier. The key with booking vacations right now is to look for flexible policies. On Travelzoo, we actually have a blue badge on all of our deals that are letting you know that they are like save now, travel later. If you see that badge, you know that you can lock in the low price now and that the actual trip itself won't be, until later. In many cases, we actually have trips that are going all the way into 2022. So you could like buy the trip, but you don't even have to book it now, like much. You don't even have to pick your dates. You can just hang on to your voucher, start dreaming, look up the things you want to do. And then when you're feeling confident, you can go ahead and lock in the dates that you want. And if it doesn't work out for some reason, you can get your money back. So I think definitely you shouldn't wait to dream. I mean, you know, if this has taught us anything, it's that we should be jumping on opportunities, because, you know, things can change. And I do understand everybody has different comfort levels, and you should always do what you feel comfortable with, and obviously follow all safety guidelines, you know, set out by the government. At Travelzoo, remember, safety comes first. And our booking policies are as flexible and designed to be as worry-free as possible, so you can book with confidence and know that if you know if you are if you need the flexibility is there. We've built it into our deals so that you can book with confidence. Because I just don't see, like, I mean, if you love travel, you're just not going to want to sit around and wait. You're going to want to start dreaming. And also, I would advise you too to look for, you know, headlines like lowest price ever seen. If you see something like that, you want to jump on it. At Travelzoo, we don't say things like that. Just, you know, it's not hyperbole. We actually go through our archives. Our deal experts vet every single deal to make sure that everything we say about it is true. And if we're saying it's our lowest deal, we've gone through like 10 years of records, our lowest price deal. We've gone through like 10 years of records to compare it to other deals and make sure that it actually is the lowest price deal that you could find. So if you see headlines like that, if there's a flexible booking policy, if it's somewhere that you've always wanted to go, then yeah, we recommend that you go ahead and book now and travel later as soon as you can. I think there's gonna be a lot of people wanting to travel, having this pent up demand. And here's Mark saying, you booked another extended staycation today. That's fantastic. Oh my gosh, I love it. Spent more on staycationing than when he went overseas. Yeah, I get it. And but it's worth it, isn't it? Because there's so much to see here. I actually tried to book a car for like a larger car, minivan, because I'm going to bring my dog to a cottage, and I have had a really hard time finding cars at the car rental places, because I think people are jumping in cars and doing staycations. So that's my other piece of advice. If you are planning a staycation, obviously there's the RV option, which is really popular this summer. But also, if you need to rent a car, you might want to book that car sooner than later, because they are running out. That's my little insider tip based on hard-won personal experience. And so far, I do not yet have a car for my own trip. So those were the big 5 questions. And now I'm going to open up the floor to any questions that you might have. And again, if you did miss any of this broadcast, you can always go back and watch it later. We will have the entire live broadcast recorded for our website. So, do you have to pay the full amount ahead or just a deposit? It's going to depend on what company you're booking with. A lot of the deals on our site, you are paying ahead to lock in the savings. But there are other definitely companies, and I know cruise lines come to mind, where deposits are low. And I know a lot of British companies, that's almost where they're going. People are going with a lower and lower deposit these days. So yeah, I think the thing is, you may have to pay upfront, but you can get your money back, like all your money. So I wouldn't even call it a large deposit, because I always think of a deposit as maybe you can't get it back if you change your mind. But when you buy a deal from Travelzoo, particularly, you can get your money back if you can't travel. So yeah, you are paying it up front. Thailand. Oh my gosh. Okay, Jody, you bought the Fiji deal for next year. That is a hot deal. And Thailand. Okay, I think it's very exciting that you've got these 2 trips on the way. And I think you will really have a fantastic time in Thailand and Fiji. We will keep them coming. Oh my gosh, every week. I know you're a member. If you are not a member and you want to see some of these fantastic deals, you're like, where is this Fiji deal? Go to travelzoo.ca and you can sign up there. Membership is free. We'll only send you emails when we have something great for you to see. We will not spam you. We will never send you more than 1 email a day. Often, we'll just send you like our top 20 on Wednesday, which has all the best deals of the week. So do sign up and you can see these. Faye wants to know, will it be harder to get a deal once the border reopens rather than booking now? Well, interesting. I think that the best, in some ways, a lot of the best deals are available now, and they are available to Canadians because we have access to some places that say the Americans don't have right now. So demand is lower both within our own country because we're not having all the influx of international people. Like we have a deal on our, we have a lot of deals in the Calgary area, but I was looking at one for Banff today, a hotel like in the heart of Banff, and it's like I think it's like 199, and normally, and again we're talking like high season, and you're going to get cocktails with that, and you're going to be in a fantastic place. And one of the reasons you can get deals like that now is because they don't have the American traffic, they don't have the European traffic. So yeah, I do think you will get great deals right now. Where do we see the steepest discounts? You know, we're seeing fantastic discounts in some amazing bucket list destinations, which is pretty cool, like the Maldives. These fantasy trips like overwater bungalows, we're seeing just incredible deals. Bali, again, comes to mind as well. A lot of these like resort destinations, we are going to have some fantastic deals coming up for Thailand, and again, it's like that part of the world, that Southeast Asia is where I'm seeing really dramatic discounts. And then also, like, interestingly enough, like big cities like Toronto and Vancouver, we're also seeing fantastic hotel rates as well. All right, that is the last question for today. So I hope you have enjoyed learning a little bit more about Travelzoo and about what our Canadian members want to know about and about what it's like traveling right now. So we hope you're staying safe and keeping those travel dreams alive. And I really thank you for tuning in. And if you want any more information, just go to travelzoo.ca and check out our trips, and just, stay safe, but don't stop dreaming. Thanks.